and such time frame. But if your business is not doing well enough during that time, then the same instruments in that contingent event will convert into equity. So it could work both ways. And the other thing is, this could be either an optionally convertible instrument or a compulsorily. So in an optional thing, it's up to the investor to decide. Let's say it's agreed that the option is for 3 years. So at the end of 3 years, the investor decides, okay, do I want to convert it or not? That's in an optionally convertible instrument. And in a compulsorily convertible, it is agreed that after 3 years this will convert, and nobody has an option to really back out of it. So this is the convertible debt. Preference share is more like an equity, but this will have certain preferential rights. So what happens is that a certain rate of dividend is agreed. So let's say 15% dividend is agreed. So what happens is that if the business makes any amount of profit, first of all that profit is to be utilized to pay this preference dividend to the holder of this preference share. And then if some money is left, then that can be shared with the remaining shareholders. And in a similar way, if in an unfortunate circumstance the company is wound up and the venture does not succeed, then whatever assets or whatever cash is left behind in the company, that also first is used to pay off its preference shares, and only later on, if any money is left or anything is left behind, only that can be used to pay the remaining shareholders. So you would think of it, okay, from a it sounds so the benefit to an entrepreneur. The investor obviously is benefiting because he's getting preference at every stage. But as an entrepreneur, the benefit to you is that the rate of dividend which is payable to them is more or less fixed. So if you are confident that your business is going to make returns of 30%, you would be happy to share 15% with the investor, so that that additional 15% that he was supposed to take, had he been a normal shareholder, that also comes as an upside to you. So that's really the difference, or the benefit which as an entrepreneur you get. These preference shares are also typically converted into equity once the business has stabilized, once the venture has reached a stage where the investor can assign a meaningful valuation to the company. Then at that point of time they would try to convert this also into normal equity shares. And the other thing which happens with preference shares is that these come with special rights. So there could be rights in terms of anti-dilution, or in terms of first refusal. Those kind of things I'll talk about when we get to the formalities stage, the process stage. But preference shares, at least in my opinion, is the instrument which works best for a startup, because it gives both sides an opportunity to give the other what they want. So an investor would want comfort to the extent that in case this does not succeed as much as we are expecting it to be, at least his interest is protected to some extent, and the entrepreneur also wants comfort